In this video, we'll do a primer for the question, does God exist? And explore the three main philosophical positions in response to that question. Does God exist is one of philosophy's big questions for a reason. Your beliefs on this topic can radically change how you interact with the world and others. As such, it's worth exploring the range of views in order to better understand the views of others and better form and articulate your own views. There are three basic responses you could have to the question, does God exist? Yes, no, maybe. These roughly map onto three main philosophical stances on the existence of God: theism, atheism, and agnosticism. Each of these positions encompasses a spectrum of beliefs, ranging from soft, mere beliefs, to strong, knowledge claims. Let's go over each. Theism is the philosophical position that affirms the existence of God or gods. The term comes from the Greek theos, meaning God, and the suffix ism, indicating a belief system or practice. So, God, ism. Theists hold that there is at least one deity, though the nature and attributes of this deity may vary widely among different theistic traditions. The Western philosophical tradition has primarily focused on monotheistic, one God, deity of the three major Abrahamic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. This primer also focuses on monotheism, but it's worth noting that some theists are polytheistic, believing in more than one deity. Strong theism asserts not only that God exists, but that this existence can be known with certainty or proven through philosophical argumentation. Strong theists often employ various arguments to support their position, including ontological arguments. These arguments, such as by St. Anselm in the 11th century, attempt to prove the existence of God through the definition of God and reason alone, without appealing to empirical evidence. The next are cosmological arguments. These arguments, such as St. Aquinas' first cause argument, claim that there are necessary facts about the universe that imply the existence of a God who created it. Finally, we have teleological arguments. These arguments, such as Paley's watchmaker argument, claims the world contains marks of design, indicating the existence of a grand designer. This is why these arguments are also known as arguments from design or intelligent design arguments. Now, not all theists are strong theists. Some soft theists may believe that God exists on faith alone. Others may claim that there is some evidence supporting the existence of God, but not enough for proof or knowledge. Some leap of faith is still required. Atheism is the philosophical position that denies the existence of God. The term derives from the Greek prefix a, meaning no, not, or without, theos again, meaning God, and then the suffix ism, indicating a belief system or practice. So, no God ism. It is important to note that atheism also comes in various forms and degrees of certainty. Strong atheism claims that God does not exist and that this non-existence can be known or proven. Strong atheists often present arguments against the existence of God, the most common being the problem of evil type arguments, which claim that the existence of evil is incompatible with the existence of an all-good and powerful God. Soft atheism, by contrast, is simply the belief that God does not exist without necessarily claiming to know that God does not exist. Now, some atheists might claim that there's some supporting evidence for their belief that God does not exist, but not enough for proof or knowledge. The next philosophical position on this topic is agnosticism, which claims that the existence of God is unknown or unknowable. The term comes from the Greek prefix a, meaning not or without, gnosis, meaning knowledge, and the suffix ism again, indicating a belief or practice. So, no, knowledge, ism. Like theism and atheism, agnosticism also exists on a spectrum. Strong agnosticism asserts that it is impossible for anyone to know whether God exists or not. Some proponents of this view argue that God, if such a being exists, is beyond human comprehension or empirical investigation. Some versions of strong agnosticism claim that since it is impossible to know whether God exists or not, we should suspend our judgment on the matter. William Clifford, for example, claimed that it is always wrong to believe anything without sufficient evidence. Presumably, this would also apply to the belief that God does or does not exist. Soft agnosticism, on the other hand, is the personal admission of uncertainty or lack of knowledge about whether God exists, without necessarily claiming that such knowledge is impossible for everyone. Perhaps others have access to evidence you do not have, or perhaps we'll make progress on this topic in the future. Now, depending on how you use the terms, these three positions aren't always mutually exclusive. Soft agnosticism can be consistent with both soft atheism and soft theism. An agnostic theist might believe God exists while acknowledging that they lack sufficient evidence or proof of their belief. An agnostic atheist might believe that God does not exist while acknowledging that they lack sufficient evidence or proof of their belief. Now, when engaging with these questions, it's important to recognize that the terms theism, atheism, and agnosticism can carry different meanings in different contexts for different individuals. This variability in definitions can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or talking at cross purposes in discussions about the existence of God. For example, some people define atheism as a belief that no God exists, but others define the term as simply a lack of a belief in God. Also, agnosticism is often viewed as a distinct position from theism and atheism, while others, as we have seen, see it as a statement of knowledge that could be combined with either one. Even the term God can have vastly different meanings for different people, ranging from a personal deity to impersonal force or ultimate reality. This highlights an important final point. When engaging in philosophical discussions on these topics, it's often helpful to clarify what exactly is meant by these terms. This can help avoid misunderstandings and promote more productive dialogue. While exploring various arguments for and against the existence of God, it's important to approach these topics with an open and critical mind, carefully examining the evidence and reasoning behind different beliefs. You're guaranteed to run into views opposing your own. But while encountering different philosophical perspectives, it's helpful to pay close attention to how various thinkers define and use key terms, as their definitions can significantly impact how you interpret their arguments and conclusions. Overall, the goal is not only to improve our own reasoning, but also gain a greater understanding of the beliefs we disagree with and the reasons behind them. I hope this video has helped in that process and helped you gain a clearer understanding of the question, does God exist, and the main philosophical positions to this topic.